Coming up on this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, we're celebrating the small business owners that help keep your rupees local. You save the trophy, come see my uncle, so the Nintendo Cartridge Society sees my uncle with you. Welcome to Nintendo Cartridge Society. My name is Patrick Ellers, and I'm joined, as I'm always joined, by my co-host, Mark Mitchell. Mark, how's it going?
It's going great. Happy 1 week until the Switch 2 is released.
Crazy stuff, and I do want to talk about that more, but also I just want to pause to be like, do you feel like we've been talking about this trophy for like a month now?
And it was just the last episode,
Was that
right?
it?
That
I think there was another trophy one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's it's such a small beat in Zelda 2 that like people are missing a trophy. It's been stolen by the Goraya or whatever they are. Those little like hippity hoppity spider things.
Yeah. Goraya of Tantari.
The Goraya of Tantari have stolen the trophy. But yeah, I feel like we've now been talking about it for a long time,
And we continue to talk about it.
Like
we're perpetuating the cycle.
Yes, the Switch 2 coming out very soon. Very exciting. We got to get down to the bottom of this story beat that happens at the beginning of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Yes, Mark, we are 1 week away from the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. Are you excited?
Yes, I am excited.
Great, good. I'm glad we had this check-in. What a fun weird space to be in, right?
Right, especially because like the console's like leaking now. People presumably people who work at retailers are just like grabbing one from the back, taking it home, booting it up.
I mean, I'm checking to see when Nintendo is going to ship mine.
Oh,
it has not yet. To the best of my knowledge, that thing has not changed to ship. I had ordered the camera and the Pro Controller from Target, and my credit card got charged today.
Ooh, exciting.
From Target. So that must mean something.
I
don't know what.
It means they're in possession of your money.
That is truly all it means. Yeah, so, we march ever onward. Mark, if people want to march ever onward with us, they can go to patreon.com/Nintendo Cartridge Society, where if they choose to support us at the 8-bit or 16-bit levels, they get access to our once-a-month episodes of miniseries like NCS Arcade.
And in NCS Arcade, Patrick and I are playing games that we've mostly never beaten before. And for the month of May, we're going to be talking about Wario Land 4 from the Game Boy Advance.
Yes, a game that we have now both finished. And we'll be talking about that this weekend. So very exciting if you are interested in that. Join the Patreon, check that out. We also do these listener feedback episodes, which are free for everyone who follows us on Patreon, whether you're supporting us with money or not. You can, this month we are going to be doing a feedback episode about Wario Land 4. So if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, your own experiences with Wario Land 4 or the Wario Land series at large, email us at nintendocartridgesociety@gmail.com, and we will include them in that episode. And again, free for anyone to email us or to check out those listener feedback episodes on Patreon. The other thing that you can do with that email address is you can join our Discord. Email us, I'll send you an invitation. Mark, we've got a special episode coming up.
That's right. We're going to be celebrating our 866th episode.
Yes.
866th.
Yeah, you only put the ordinal part of it on the very last number.
866th episode.
There we go.
Yeah. And for this episode, we are going to be doing an entire episode of 433s. So, what is 433? 433, a segment on the show where we talk about something not at all Nintendo related. And so, what we need from you are your questions for us about anything not Nintendo related.
If I get one question about Nintendo
don't
even
do it.
related to Nintendo, I'm throwing my computer out the window.
Oh, I'm scared. Don't do it. Don't tempt fate.
But Try anyway to ask us questions that don't have anything to do with Nintendo, and we'll probably use them on the show.
Yeah, we did this for our 433rd episode, and
Yes.
that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much to everybody who has already sent in questions for our 866th episode.
Yes.
We should move out of this so I don't have to keep saying that.
Right. I mean, you can just call it our 866
No.
episode. That's a fair criticism. Okay. All right, Mark, let's get into it. Let's celebrate some Nintendo merchants. Now, Mark, this actually relates a little bit to one of the questions that we do get asked in 433, emails or the 866th episode, that people ask what our day jobs are. And we kind of don't like to talk about it necessarily. There's like some parts of like our lives that we keep private for ourselves. But one thing that we do is that we are on the Chamber of Commerce for the world of Nintendo.
Yeah, that's right.
So whenever there are small businesses either in the Mushroom Kingdom or the Lilat system or pretty much anywhere, we're out there like making sure that they're able to get the permits they need to operate, that people are aware of like their deals, people are hiring, they can like reach out to us for like best practices on that kind of stuff.
We're out there cutting ribbons.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we know that small businesses are the backbone of the economy of the world of Nintendo.
Right. Yes. And it's just, I mean, like, especially in the world of Nintendo, there's no Walmart in Nintendo.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't exist.
Mm-mm.
So it's basically all of that like superstructure that would normally fall to like there's no Amazon in Nintendo. And so we just need to like connect business owners with each other, and they can kind of get all these things done. But so that's kind of like the boring like day-to-day part of it. And again, I'm not saying this is like a full-time job we have. It like eats up some time, but it's
sure
not,
yeah. I mean, it's our way of giving back.
Yeah, that's right. So kind of the fun part of the job is that we can celebrate the merchants within the universe of Nintendo that have kind of gone above and beyond and provided a product or a service in a way that is like spectacular.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, listeners, you might have something like this in your hometown where like the local merchant society will give awards for the best salon or the best florist.
Yes, exactly. Or like, quickest response plumbers or whatever, right? And it's just, it's just a fun way to like get the community sort of like engaged in like the service providers that are also their next door neighbors, right?
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So these are people that live in your neighborhood, live in your games, and provide you with goods and services.
Yes.
And so, and part of the reason why we thought we would bring this on Mike for the first time ever, right, is Mark and I are playing a game right now that features a merchant character that we'd never been exposed to before.
Right. In Wario Land 4, you're like deep inside this pyramid, this ancient temple.
Yes.
And in there is an item shop before every boss battle. And the item shop the proprietor of this item shop is like a void person.
Yeah, it's almost like a Mr. Game & Watch, but like
without the nose.
Without the nose and with bigger eyes.
Uh-huh.
Or I guess with eyes. Mr. Game & Watch has no eyes.
Right.
And then maybe it also turns into a cat.
Yeah, yes.
There's a cat for sure.
Yep.
Anyway, he's terrifying, and I don't know that we're going to celebrate him today, and we'll talk more about him on the episode of NCS Arcade that we put out later this week. But, that doesn't mean that we can't celebrate a bunch of other Nintendo merchants.
Yeah, that's right.
And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be elevating a couple merchants, and then we're going to decide what's like sort of honorific or what special honor we want to bestow upon them to just get their name out there in the community.
Yeah, what little placard can they put in the window of their business?
That's right. And we've each come with a couple, but I think we have to honor a shared favorite first.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's, it should come as no surprise to anyone who's listened to the show before. But the person that we have to honor first is Rusty Slugger.
Yes, Rusty Slugger from the game Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
Who owns a small baseball merchandise
Yeah,
slash novelty shop and slash video game, because you're buying these games for the Nintendo 4DS that are all baseball themed. You buy them all from him. He sells other stuff, but like that's primarily what you, the player, are interested in buying from him. And what is it about? Let me tell you something that like I admire about Rusty as a small business owner, that he wants to close deals, right? And even when it means negotiating himself down to like a perilously low price, he'll do it.
Yep.
And it really, like, you could say it stems from him having like no confidence in himself or no confidence in his product, or his life is falling apart and he just, hungers for human interaction of any kind.
Are you taking advantage of his weaknesses?
I mean, who knows? The end result,
not for us to judge.
The consumer benefits, right? That is the end of that, right? So what sort of honorific can we get? Like, could we give him like the best deals in town?
Oh,
award?
Yeah, that's good. That would be really good. Because another thing that I like about Rusty Slugger is that
he's a dog.
He's a dog, but
right.
I really, that's great. I really admire like enthusiast shops.
Yes,
where somebody owns this shop because they're really excited about like a specific thing, like model trains,
yes.
or and so they just want to create a space where people can come in and be excited about that thing as well. And I feel like Rusty does that with baseball.
It's true, and there's something very specific about like that hyper niche of like baseball novelties, right? Like it's like going into a comic book store or like a model shop. I guess you already said model train. Like it's we're just making the same point again. But it's just that's an important, interesting service that like is not going to appeal to everyone. But like he keeps the store going. It burns down.
Yeah,
and it keeps the store running.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it adds color to the neighborhood to have, those sorts of like shops. So, but I do think like what we want to give him props for is like, if you're looking for a deal
right
on baseball memorabilia or baseball like tools or games.
Yeah, maybe it should be best deals on memorabilia.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I think that'll look good in that sign will look good in his window. And he'll feel like a sense of pride around that.
Which, let's be honest, he needs.
He definitely does need. Yes, that's right.
Now, by giving him, we should 100% do this. But by giving him this, will that boost his confidence, and then he will give worse deals because he won't feel the need to like be a people pleaser anymore?
I can tell you that I've purchased everything from Rusty Slugger that you can purchase from him, and every single time I've negotiated him down to the lowest conceivable price. If I was ever going to settle for not the lowest conceivable price, one of his sons or daughters would say to me, "Hey, Dad'll go lower."
Yeah, no,
So,
you're right. You're right. It's a family business.
It is a family business.
Yeah.
His wife and his 10 children all work there. Sometimes against him, but they do it. All right, so that's one. Rusty from Rusty's Real Deal Baseball gets the best deals for memorabilia award.
Yeah, award.
Okay, great. Well, great. Now let's go back and forth and sort of surprise each other with our picks for merchants that we would like to honor. Mark, would you like to go first?
Sure. I'm gonna go with a classic, a stalwart. And I would say that this is a series that, generally speaking, doesn't have a lot of merchants that really like jump out to me as particularly memorable. But I'm gonna go with trusty old Toad, specifically from like Super Mario Brothers 3. Toad is the proprietor of these like Toad houses where you can stop.
Right.
And is it a shop? Like
right.
You're not necessarily
he has things in chests.
Yes, and you're allowed to pick one. But you're not exchanging money for it. But I'm going to count it.
Here's the thing. I think, look, Mario collects coins for sure, but his real currency is heroism, right? He exchanges heroism for, Tanuki suits or whatever.
Exactly. And, I think that if it weren't Mario, like if it's another Toad wandering into this Toad house, then
Then the Toad would go, oh no.
no, I think the Toad would charge them money.
Oh, I see what you're
I
saying.
think the
yes.
Toad would charge them coins.
Right.
But like you said, because it's Mario and Mario's on a quest,
Right.
that he's like, that this Toad is like, take whatever you need. Oh, take one of them.
Take one of them.
And I'm not going to tell you
Right.
what's in
Which
which one. There are still rules.
Right.
But take one. I allow this.
Well, so that kind of like capriciousness there, I think that's the thing that we should celebrate. That like, it's kind of a fun, it's a gamified experience of going there. You pick one thing, and then you leave.
Right.
You can't even stay around to like ask what were in the other boxes.
Mhm.
He won't tell you.
Nope.
Kicks you right out, and then you can't go back in.
And sometimes it's not what you need.
No, sometimes
It's like, hey, here's a music box.
here's another star. That's great for the first 8 seconds of the level. Yeah, okay, great. So what is it's kind of like just a fun like or like it's a random shopping experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that what you would like to celebrate in the Toad?
I think that I would like to celebrate I think I'd like to celebrate the long-standing nature
Sure.
of the business.
Right.
That like Toad has been there for Mario, for the Mushroom Kingdom from
Right.
the beginning.
Right. Yes. So he's sort of he's let's call him pillar of the community.
Yes.
So Toad gets the pillar of the community award. That's good. I like that. And you know, I like how frequently they come back in basically that same setup. Sometimes they're like little games at their houses or whatever.
Mhm.
But like it's all kind of the same. All right. So for my first merchant that I would like to honor is he's not a squid, but he lives in a world of squid kids. I'm referring, of course, to Krusty Sean.
Oh my gosh, Krusty Sean was on my potential list as well. I love Krusty Sean.
Krusty Sean is my favorite of the many merchants from the Splatoon series. He is a like king prawn, right, or like a shrimp or something.
Yeah.
But he is like fried tempura. He's like a food preparation of the animal that he is, and he is the shoe salesman. And this is pretty similar to Rusty in that like he's a shoe salesman partially because he is a shoe enthusiast.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, he's a shoe salesman in Splatoon, and he even has like different pairs of sneakers on his little extra like feet type things.
Well, because he's got like a main pair of legs and then 3 additional pairs of legs. So he's always wearing 4 pairs of cool shoes.
Yeah, and he looks awesome. And then in Splatoon 2, he runs like a food truck.
Oh,
that
yes,
you can
that's right.
use to like buy food to enhance like the amount of experience you're gaining and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then in the third game, he's out wandering the squid world. And
Right.
you can follow him in the app.
Which makes him feel like like there's an evolution to him,
Yeah.
right? And it's all based on this like ongoing exploration, and like he just wants more shoes, right? He wants to find and discover new cool things. He hold on, I just and also the name of his shoe store is Shrimp Kicks. Perfect. He plays soccer or Fußball, which is like the handball soccer kind of. And he collects movies, which I read on Wikipedia. I don't even know what that means.
Love this guy.
But he's great. He's cool. Sometimes he wears like cool thick rim glasses, usually a hat. It's just look, I know a lot of characters in the Splatoon universe are cool. But Krusty Sean brings it to a whole
Krusty
new
Sean. And maybe it's the like movie part of it. You know, I'm also a movie enthusiast. Style icon Krusty Sean. I really love this character.
I think he's fantastic. What do you think we should be honoring here?
Right.
There is like the angle of he himself is an enthusiast. But I think he's got the ineffable, undefinable cool quality.
Yes, he definitely has like an it quality, and I feel like that's what I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate that it's like the best place to get like you know what I mean, where it's like if you are looking for cool clothes.
Yes.
This is where you want to go.
Here,
if you want street style,
yes.
You want to go to Krusty Sean.
So that may be it. The thing that I worry about is does the Chamber of Commerce bestowing an honor upon him, does that automatically make him a little less cool?
No, I see what you mean. If you and I say this is cool, does
Right.
it automatically diminish how cool it is?
Right. If we hand him a sign that says "dopest fits," does he immediately go out of business?
Right.
So I wonder if this is just one where we should like call him up and say, "Hey, we were considering you for an award. Out of respect to you and your image, we are not giving you the
Right.
award."
Is this one where we like plant a story in the local paper
Right.
being like, are Krusty Sean's kicks too cool?
Yeah, that's right.
Are they ruining your children?
Right. Are our neighborhoods ready for his rad shoes?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's got to be it. So I think you and I need to engage in a little like local subterfuge here,
Right.
and really like pull one over on the papers.
I think you're right. I
and
think
the populace,
if we clutch our pearls hard enough, then this will actually benefit Krusty Sean more than if we gave him like a dorky little sign to put in his window.
Right. So I don't really know how to classify this for our records here.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe we should strike it from the record.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it's best that we don't include it in our show notes.
Okay, so I'm just getting the attention of our stenographer, who is of course Peppy Hare from the Star Fox series. Peppy, don't just strike this whole part. Throw it out.
Right.
No, the whole thing.
Yeah, and we just don't want it written down.
We just don't want it written down. We do still want to like do all these things. No, don't take notes about that. Okay, right. I think he understands.
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. But congratulations to Krusty Sean.
Yes, that's right. Doesn't need our help.
Okay, my next merchant is going to be... Okay, I have a few from The Legend of Zelda.
So I also have a few from The Legend of Zelda, and I only want to do one.
I know, and so that's why this is really...
Here's the thing, though.
Really
I'm saying
hard.
that between the two of us, we can honor two of them.
I know, but even that...
even then it gets hard.
It's really hard.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going... how about we do this?
Yeah.
How about we each pick... We'll obviously pick each one from the Zelda series.
Yes.
And then at some point, whether it's like right after this or at the end of the episode, can we do honorable mentions where we shout out other ones
so.
that we're not going to give an award to, but are notable?
It's so hard because The Legend of Zelda is just chock full of them. Like almost every game has at least one notable merchant in it. Some of them have multiple. The Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, like that Hyrule has so many great ones. But Mark, yeah, go.
I really don't know what to do. My throat is seizing up, so I'm just going to. I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to say Beetle.
Yep.
From The Legend of Zelda, starting with The Wind Waker, also in Skyward Sword, also in Breath of the Wild and Twilight and Tears of the Kingdom.
And what's so great, because Beetle was also on my short list, is that in his appearances, he is always a mobile shopkeeper, right? But the style of his mobility has like ties in directly to Link's mobility, right? In Wind Waker, he's on a boat. In Skyward Sword, he has like a flying little like house
airship
thing.
type thing.
Yeah. And then in Breath of the Wild, he runs or like walks through the countryside. He gets around the same way Link does.
What I love about Beetle is his enthusiasm. He is so excited,
yes,
almost bewildered when you want to engage with him. Like he can't believe
right
that you have that you're coming to him and that you are interested in buying something from him. Like this, it excites him so much. I also love that he has like a rewards program going. You know, like
you're right.
He knows how to hook people. Like
it's
treat
true.
him like a mackerel. You know.
Well, treat him like a mackerel, but also he is legitimately there for you whenever and wherever you need it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I would say not since the Resident Evil 4 merchant have we seen someone appear so frequently in a game to provide you with goods and services.
Yeah. But really, I think it's the enthusiasm for me that brings Beetle to another level.
It's, I mean, honestly, it's when you buy something and you get that thank you in response is just so... it's warm and makes you feel like you're part of a community. and you're giving back and he's giving back, and it's all they say there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, but I think it's a little different when you're trading with Beetle.
So, do we want to celebrate him for for his enthusiasm?
Yeah, I think so. Uh hmm So what is that? What how do you celebrate? And it's not like enthusiasm for the products necessarily. It's like,
So maybe it's customer service. Maybe
yeah,
it's a
that's
customer
right. I
service
think that's
award.
it.
So it's like best customer service, most memorable shopping experience.
How about most exciting customer service?
Oh, ooh, that's good. Because you don't really think of customer service as being exciting. But I think
he
that
is
it
excited.
no, exactly. I think it like makes clear the differentiator for Beetle. Like what makes Beetle different.
Yes. I would also say that like to describe customer service as exciting doesn't necessarily mean that it's good.
Yeah, and you might find Beetle off-putting. I think that that's something that
I think that's normal.
has happened to him a lot in his life.
Uh-huh. I agree with that wholeheartedly. All right, so Beetle is getting the most exciting customer service award from us. Now I have to pull a merchant from The Legend of Zelda. I'm tempted to go with no. I mentioned him too much when we do Zelda. Ravio's getting saved for honorable mentions.
Ravio's a good one though.
Ravio's one of my favorites, but we will not be awarding him anything today. Instead, I would like to honor Kilton, the weird little freak from Tears of the Kingdom who wants to be a monster.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
And who sells monster stuff. I mean, look, we've talked about like enthusiastic merchants here a couple times today already, but I don't think there's any. Rusty doesn't want to be a baseball, right?
Right.
Krusty Sean doesn't want to be a shoe. Kilton,
he wants to be a
he
monster.
wants to be a monster.
He wants to be a
and
monster.
he's eating these bubble gems that you give him, being like, "I'm gonna turn into a monster." And you gotta admire it. You gotta admire the like singular focus. If you try to talk to him about anything that's not monsters, he does not care.
Not interested.
Like, and it's the sort of thing where like, you're exploring Hyrule and you start like collecting these like bubble gems from the bubble frogs as you encounter them in caves. But you're sort of like, why am I doing this? What is this? And then you find the one freak in the whole world that they're important to, right?
Yeah.
And he grants meaning to this whole side of the quest. That it just wouldn't be there otherwise. So
and I like that his family supports him.
I love that his family supports him. So how would we like to honor Kilton here today?
Yeah, Kilton is the
Here, I mean, honestly, again, it's another one where I feel like giving him validation might hurt his business.
Well, maybe it's like a do we consider it recycling? Is there like a trash to treasure aspect of this?
Oh yeah, sure.
It's like upcycling,
yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, sure. Or like compost.
Compost.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely like a there's something green happening there.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely it's nature focused.
Well, so let's just give him the environmental impact award.
That's the perfect way to put it because it's vague enough.
Right. Yes.
That it could mean anything, including eating these bauble gems,
right,
and turning into a monster.
Yeah, which is what we're honoring here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Great.
All right. Congratulations to Kilton for the environmental impact award.
Congratulations, Kilton. All right, Mark, back to you. No more Zelda for a little while.
Zelda, okay. But honorable mentions at the end because tough cuts. But that's why we're paid the part-time bucks.
Yeah, that's right.
I am going to go with Funky Kong from the Donkey Kong Country series. Donkey Kong Country 3, I would say, is the one where he begins his path to being a merchant. So in Donkey Kong Country 3,
he's like a mechanic in
and you're
Donkey
like
Kong.
getting plans from him. I guess in Donkey Kong 64 is the one where he's like truly a merchant for the first time because you're buying guns from him.
Well, see, that's
He's an arms
no,
dealer.
that is, yes, he is an arms dealer, and that is something that, hey, I bristle against.
but in Tropical Freeze,
Yes,
he truly is at that point just a straight up merchant.
yes, that's right.
Like you're just buying hearts, potions, keys. Like you're getting the
Little
good
birds
stuff.
that will follow you around. Yeah,
you're
exactly.
getting the good stuff from Funky Kong. And and maybe okay, here we go. Maybe this is the award we're giving him is like one for recognizing the path that he has taken.
Sure,
Right?
It's like a recognizing the error of his ways.
Yes.
So is this most improved?
Most improved.
But
I do think.
It's like most improved. Most improvement for social good.
Yeah. So maybe it's a social impact award.
Sure, we did just do an impact award. We can do 2 in a row. That's fine. I'm not
Yeah,
mad
we have
about
an
it.
environmental impact award,
Right.
and we have a social impact award.
Yeah, okay.
So, Kilton is green,
Right.
and Funky Kong is all about helping
Uh-huh.
the kids. In Donkey Kong Country 3,
Sure, okay, go on.
he's helping Dixie Kong and Kitty
Kitty
Kong.
Kong, you're right, a kid. Obviously so, yes.
And then, his darkest era is Donkey Kong 64. I acknowledge that.
Yes.
But even then, there are children that he's arming. And then,
Worse. You could say that. That's worse.
but then in Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, he has seen the error of his ways, and he's giving back when the island is under attack. Funky Kong is there making a profit. I don't know.
Sure. No, it's a tough thing to talk ourselves into, but I do think that you're right that by the end of or by or is it Tropical Freeze or just Returns? Where is he the
Returns
merchant?
is Cranky Kong.
Oh, it's Cranky Kong.
Cranky
okay.
Kong's the merchant in Returns.
But by Tropical Freeze, he is either a participant in the action or he is selling like kind of more peaceful stuff, right? Like an extra mine cart if you're going to get like hit in that, right? So yeah, he is like the most reformed.
Yeah, I think we just gotta call it like we see it.
And how do we see it?
That as the most reformed.
Okay.
Like we're congratulating him and his store for
How about most socially reformed?
most socially reformed.
Because he has made strides to not be, a warmonger.
Right.
Right? And
Yeah.
that's important that we recognize people make mistakes,
Yeah. What is the justice system for if not for reformation?
That is a great point, Mark. I am removing Funky Kong from my list of merchants to honor. But great, he can be the most socially reformed. For me, the next merchant that I would like to honor is a merchant that has been with us for so long through countless generations. You might even say she must be different people, but how could she be when she always has the same name and personality? I'm referring to Anna from the Fire Emblem games. And I say the Fire Emblem games because she is in literally all of them, with the exception of Fire Emblem Gaiden #2 and the remake Shadows of Valencia.
So she's probably the character who has been in the most Fire Emblem games.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Yeah. She. So starting in Fire Emblem Awakening, she also becomes a playable character who has like her own little story arcs and all this kind of stuff. And is usually starts as an axe wielding character, which I feel like in most Fire Emblem games is like a little bit of a rarity. Like most of your guys default to like swords or spears, especially like anyone that's on a course to be like a mounted on a horse or a Pegasus or whatever, that spears and swords are just like number one. But it's just cool to have an axe wielding character, especially axe wielding ladies. I feel like doesn't happen all that frequently in Fire Emblem. But anyway, Anna, what's cool about this character, besides the fact that she appears in all these games, is that she is a merchant who appears in your base always, right? Whatever like sort of home base setup that the Fire Emblem game has, she sets up shop in that home base, which means, we already said that Toad is a pillar of the community, but Anna, like, is the community, right? She's embedded in. She's at Garrick Monastery. She's part of your camp in Fire Emblem Awakening. In every single one of these games, she's there and is like, again, I don't want to use the phrase pillar of the community as we already used it to talk about Toad, but like that's what I'm driving at here.
Right.
And like I said, becomes a combatant, has skin in the game, is fighting to keep alive the same society in which she is selling stuff, whereas like everyone else is sort of on the sidelines, making a buck while whatever catastrophe befalls the world. But Anna's got skin in the game.
Okay, so what if this is like more of like a honorary award? I guess all these are honorary, but I mean like more of like a lifetime achievement type thing, because the Fire Emblem series I just looked it up, premiered in 1990. So that means that she has been, a merchant for 35 years.
And that's only if we're considering our lived experience and not the timeline of Fire Emblem, by which we must consider that she, or whatever this mythical Anna is, has existed across centuries. So it's maybe a lifetime's achievement award.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's as easy as that. Maybe Anna is receiving the lifetime's achievement award.
Lifetime's achievement award. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that that's a good way to characterize what makes her special. I will also just say that Anna is a some of the Fire Emblem characters can be like sort of self-serious or like dour. She's very cheerful, always happy to like do business with you, and like there's a little bit of like greed in there, like a little bit of like she enjoys the sport of selling stuff. But I don't know, it just makes it like an enthusiastic buying experience.
My next pick comes from another series that has a lot of memorable merchants, Animal Crossing, and I'm just gonna go with Tom Nook.
Sure.
There are some other ones on my list, but again, I think I'm gonna limit myself to one for now. But I think Tom Nook, for sure, is such a so central to that series, and has such like I really like the personality of Tom Nook, like as a character. I think it's really fun to have him be like a little bit of like
he's like a little sketchy, but not really. He's just lending like most of the money that flows through the village originates from Tom Nook,
right,
and returns to him. Mark, I don't know if you know this, but the reason that I got a seat on the Chamber of Commerce is that Tom Nook retired from it.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So I got his seat.
Yeah, that is really
it's
interesting.
Big shoes to fill, and I don't, every day I doubt my ability to do it. But
well, and I mean, when we were starting this podcast, Tom Nook is the one who initially loaned us the money and talked.
That's true.
Like he helped. I'm just gonna say it, grease the palms in Nintendo World to get us the permits and everything to like start this podcast.
It's true. I mean, we didn't know where it's tough when you're starting out, because you're like, okay, we need microphones, we need computers, and the only resource we had at that point was bells, and it's just like he's gonna know who will accept bells for that kind of stuff,
right? And he sold it all to us at a reasonable price, loaned us the bells up front.
Right. Zero interest.
Zero interest.
No schedule for paying him back.
Right.
Have we paid Tom Nook back?
I honestly don't think so.
I wonder. So, okay, what is notable about Tom is it that he is like most generous, or is he the best connected?
I think he's the most connected.
Okay. Most connected or best connected?
Well,
I mean, what's the difference, really?
Right.
We can go with most.
Yeah, let's go with most connected.
Okay. Tom Nook is getting a most connected award from us. That's good. I like Tom. I also like that he's a family man, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He's got his nephews, sons?
I think they're his sons.
Timmy and Tommy. And they're cute. The little raccoon guys.
Have we ever seen Mrs. Nook?
I don't think we have seen Mrs. Nook.
They're saving that for the Switch too.
They
need the rendering capabilities.
Right. Yeah, what if in the next Animal Crossing, Tom Nook is gone and it's his wife instead?
That'd be fun.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I think the time. I think we're ready for it. All right, Mark. Now I will offer up a nominee here. And unfortunately, I don't know the name of this shopkeeper. Um, but he lives at Tadpole Pond, and he sells uh juices to you, freshly squeezed juices. Um, with disgusting names. Because they're probably made of they're juices, but they're called colas. So Tadpole Cola, Frog Leg Cola, Finless Cola, Croca Cola, and Croca Cola will heal you all the way back up. I'm referring, of course, to the tadpole who runs the juice bar in Tadpole Pond in Super Mario RPG. Because look, there's special drinks that really power you up in amazing ways. And, I just like the visual of a tadpole working at a juice bar.
And Coca-Cola is a good name.
Coca-Cola is an A+ pun. Yeah. So maybe that's it, is we give them the A+ pun award.
Yeah. Perfect.
So the tadpole at the juice bar at Tadpole Pond is getting the A+ puns award. Mark, back to you.
Okay, let's see.
We're nearing the end here of the merchants that we want to honor.
Yeah, I feel like most on my list now are from series that I've already talked about.
Okay.
Okay. I know that we've talked a lot about Rusty's Real Deal Baseball on this show, but there's another game that came out last year that has kind of become a new Rusty's Real Deal Baseball for us, and that is Emio the Smiling Man Famicom Detective Club. So I'm going to shout out Mama Shoko.
Mama Shoko
From Emio the Smiling Man. Mm-hmm. She runs a bar that you frequent a couple of times in the game. And I guess that is as far as I'll go in case people haven't played Famicom Detective Club or Emio, and at some point would like to, because I don't want to spoil anything about the experience of encountering Mama Shoko. But
I think suffice to say, she's a good hang.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Has one of the great qualities of a bartender that you just kind of want to hang out and spend time with them. And she's you're a detective and you're in there with a police officer, right? And she says something about what does she say? She says something about the cops are terrible.
Yeah, she's not a fan of the police.
She's talking smack right in front of them.
Yeah,
which is awesome. So yeah, I mean, I think Mama Shoko, we stan, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it feels like most of the characters in those games, like a genuine, fully realized human being. Is this the first human being we are? No, I guess Beetle is a human being. Kilton is for a little bit. And Anna is definitely a human being. Okay, so we got some humans here, but
so yeah, so Mama Shoko, I like what you said about how welcoming she is, how she makes it's just a good best hangout spot, I think.
Yeah, I think best hangout is perfect. Best hangout. All right, great. So then for my final merchant that I would like to honor here today at the Chamber of Commerce annual meeting where we do this is, now you may say that this isn't an individual merchant or even a physical store, but I have to honor the Wii Shop channel as a merchant that we have all done business with multiple times, and is really, look, there were digital game fronts on home consoles before the Wii Shop channel, but none that really provided an experience like this. You weren't buying just any game on the Wii Shop channel. You were buying mostly classic games from classic libraries as part of the virtual console, but you're also buying weird things like World of Goo, or I don't even know another example.
My Life is a King.
My Final Fantasy, My Life is King. And it's just that's where you go to find strange new things or strange old things. The idea of there being a classic library that you could buy digitally on a new system was totally brand new and novel. The fact that I could buy Super Mario Brothers 3 on this thing, on the Wii, via the Wii Shop channel, a totally novel new experience and so exciting. And the best part of it is, while you're doing it, you're being serenaded by one of the great compositions of modern music. Something that like it is a high standard of like system music that I don't know that anyone has topped since. Is the Wii Shop channel music the best system music there is?
I mean, it is right up there.
It's just wonderful stuff. So I just had to honor the Wii Shop channel. You can call foul on it if you want, but I just can't think of a merchant that I have had a more pleasurable experience with in my life. And I'm being sincere and dropping the bit for a second because it's true.
I do remember how exciting it was and how novel it felt to be able to like buy
Yes.
these old games, and then also it's easy to forget now that like I buy all of my games digitally,
Yes.
that on the Wii you weren't buying like Mario Kart Wii or Super Mario Galaxy.
You couldn't.
You couldn't. It was all these like indie games or just kind of like weird side projects plus the virtual console. What a great time.
Yep. So I don't really know what award to give this. Is it related to the music? Is it related to the sort of like esoteric nature of the games?
Yeah, is it just maybe like the best shopping experience?
Yeah, best overall shopping experience.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, because I think that could be true, but you do have to turn your real money into points before you buy stuff.
That's true.
You have to turn your money into points.
Yeah, that's true.
But even still, I guess like that's just something to keep in mind, and we can still consider it the best shopping experience.
Right, it's not a perfect shopping experience.
Yeah, because there is no such thing, right?
Right.
All shopping experiences have their ups and downs. It just happens to be the best. Okay, best overall shopping experience. Mark, should we review, or should we do some honorable mentions before we review?
Yeah, let's do some honorable mentions.
So what were your other Zelda ones that you wanted to shout out?
Okay, Tingle, of course.
Yes.
Map salesperson. The Happy Mask salesman. I like not. I guess in Ocarina of Time you get masks from him, but in like
you
Majora's
trade
Mask,
for
where I
him,
would
yeah.
say he's the most memorable, he is not. You don't actually buy anything from the Happy Mask salesman, but
Yes.
is so important to the whole mythology of that game. Wanted to shout out Happy Mask salesman.
I mentioned Ravio before, the sort of like low rule equivalent of Link. Now I'm just freely spoiling that. I used to be really careful about it. Now I'm just saying it. Who rents all of the equipment to you that you can then eventually buy. Sort of like upending the mechanics of Zelda games for the first time.
Just like moves into your house.
Yeah. Yep.
I also wanted to shout out, and this is one I was really torn on where to go, but Mallow from Twilight Princess, the weird little kid.
Yes. He crossed my mind too, and I was like, no.
Who like sets up shop, and then eventually, if you want, you can work with Mallow to open up a shop in Castletown, and you get great prices if you do that. But Mallow is such like a perfect example of the weird NPCs in that game.
Yes.
Looks weird, is kind of like sarcastic and mean.
Is kind of a baby. It's really confusing.
Really confusing, but Mallow. Yeah, and I think that's all the ones I had from Zelda.
I guess the other one that I want to shout out was Madame Couture from Triforce Heroes, who is a fashion icon who also sells you all of the outfits that she creates. And those outfits, of course, give you like special buffs and all of that. But also like the world of Hytopia revolves around the concept of fashion. So to be tapped into a merchant / designer / icon like her is it's like a cool, empowering thing that makes you feel like you're part of that world.
Oh, I did have one more, and that's the shopkeeper from Link's Awakening. And
Oh, that's yes, perfect.
if you steal an item, the next time you return, he zaps you with lightning and kills you.
Right.
And
And he calls you thief, and then everyone else on the island calls you thief for the rest of the game.
it's just such a fun turn.
Yes.
So yeah, a shout out to that guy.
Have you ever actually done that, Mark?
Yeah, I did.
You did do it,
in the
okay.
remake.
Oh, you
in the
did?
remake, yeah.
That's incredible. It's just like in the original Resident Evil 4, you could kill the merchant,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and then he doesn't show up anymore. But in the remake, they don't let you do that.
Yeah, do you have I wanted to also shout out the merchant from The Messenger.
Oh,
It's not, not a Nintendo game, so I didn't include it in my list. But such a funny character, but also says some like profound things.
Yes.
Profound and moving things. And then
They strike a really interesting balance in that game of like writing like funny, self-aware characters that I feel like usually works. Every now and then it tips into the like you're being kind of annoying category, which I think is true of Sea of Stars as well, right? Made by the same studio. But usually I feel like it works.
Then also just Red from Animal Crossing.
Oh, Red. That's another sketchy guy. You picked out the sketchy merchants.
I know. Yeah, I think maybe because it's so rare in Nintendo games outside of Zelda to have like such sketchy characters. I like that. I like when they show up in Animal Crossing.
Just another shoe merchant, but I like Kix, the little skunk who sells hats and shoes. I think he's really cool. He's I think my favorite Animal Crossing amiibo. It's just nice. All right. Any other merchants that you want to shout out here, Mark?
No, I think that's it.
I did kind of want to. I just wish there were more like specific merchants in like the world of Pokemon. Just because there are Pokemon marts everywhere. A lot of the Pokemon games are sort of like about the commercialization of Pokemon. And so I don't know if like it just sort of seems like everyone does it. I don't know. There just seems like there's a ton of merchants in those games, and I don't know that there's like personalities to any one of them. But again, I'm not good at Pokemon, so maybe there are, and I don't know them. All right, should we review our award winners here?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so for Rusty from Rusty's Real Deal Baseball gets the best deals for memorabilia.
Toad from Super Mario Brothers 3 gets Pillar of the Community.
Krusty Sean from the Splatoon series gets no official award from us, but we will run a covert operation to get his name in the paper as something that we disapprove of.
Beetle from The Legend of Zelda, the most exciting customer service.
And Kilton from The Legend of Zelda for the gets an environmental impact award.
Funky Kong, congratulations for the most socially reformed.
Anna from every Fire Emblem game gets the Lifetime's Achievement Award.
Tom Nook, the most connected.
The Tadpole from Super Mario RPG, the one that's working the juice store, gets the A+ Pun Award for Coca-Cola.
Mama Shoka from Emio the Smiling Man gets the Best Hangout Award.
And of course, the Wii Shop channel gets Best Overall Shopping Experience. All right, Mark, let's close this out. I'm just glad that we get to be in a community as well-rounded as this one, Mark.
Yes, absolutely. And like you mentioned with Pokemon, I'm sure that there are other merchants that we totally missed that are worthy of shouting out. Maybe even in the Xenoblade Chronicles games. Could that be possible?
I think it could be possible.
So let us know.
Yep.
Send us an email. Hit us up on Discord. We'd love to hear your picks.
Yep. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, and I am adjourning this meeting of the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much to our 16-bit patrons, Connor McKay, Patrice Millette, Kyle Seaborn, Drew Mackey, Steve-O, and James Haig. We appreciate everything you do so much. We appreciate everyone who is listening, anyone who supports us or interacts with us in any way. It's why the show goes. It's why we do it.
I second your motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, thank you. Should we take a vote?
Yeah, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Peppy, we got to end the meeting at some point.
Yeah, do you have to In the rules of meetings, do you have to have a motion to adjourn? Well, we'll never know.
Look, I called the Peppy. We're ending the meeting. Okay, he's packing up. All right. Okay, good. Anthony DeLuca made our logo. Our theme music is provided by 8-Bit Betty. You can get more of his music by going to 8bitbetty.com or by listening right now. For my co-host, Mark Mitchell, this is Patrick Eller saying thank you for listening.